Is this gonna go? Hi everybody! It's been so long since I've done sprints, either on my channel or been a guest on somebody else's, that I feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
That's fair. I was here yesterday.
Also, we're 25 days into the month and I've read 37 books. My brain is not a brain.
You've read more than I have. I thought I was doing
Not a
good.
brain.
Holy.
Not a thing. I work in a very international department, and one of the guys that I work with is Italian, and he came over to my desk yesterday because I was in the office, and we've been talking about, like, I've been keeping him, like, abreast of all of the updates because he was so excited that we went to Rome. He was so excited that we went to Rome. But he was like, so how many books have you read so far? And I showed him my call paragraph, and he just looked at me. He's like, Bella, you're crazy. I was like, I know.
You don't say.
I know this. We've noticed. So hi, welcome. Come on in. These are the Friday morning / evening / night / afternoon sprints for Tokyo. We are going to be debuting a new timer.
Because it wasn't ready last night when I finished. Well, like I said, I had 2 minutes left on my sprints, and I was
you were just telling me that, and I was like, my dear sister in Christ, how did you not kill her? I mean, Bree's a wonderful person, but if she had done that kind of chaos to me, if she did that kind of chaos to me today, it would be game over.
I was like, what do I do?
How do I go on? So, shall we talk what we're reading?
Sure.
Why we're here and what we're doing. And what we're doing in my house is we're reading The Twyford Code by Janice Hallett. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the story of Me and the Appeal, but I picked that book up like randomly one day after work, and I had heard good things about it, and I was just like, you know what, I'll give it 100 pages. I'll see how I feel about it. I'll go make dinner, and then if I'm like enjoying it, I'll come back to it. So I started that book at 7:15, and I did not put it down for the rest of the night.
I love when that happens. It happens so rarely when you read a lot.
It did not leave my hands.
I love that. That's all my TBR, so
I loved it. I think what I love so much about it is the storytelling technique that's used, because it's not just told straight as a story. It's done as like emails or transcripts of phone calls or text messages between people or diary entries, and I love an epistolary. So this was my shit. But I don't know what this one is about. It's about a world-famous children's author, but now her only legacy is the rumored existence of the Twyford Code.
Cool.
Okay, so that's that. What are you reading?
I'm reading The Witches of Moonshine Manor.
Ooh, fun.
Which is a cozy fantasy, not mystery, cozy fantasy about 5 octogenarian witches. So
very fun. Have you started?
No. Nope.
Fair.
Nope. The prompt dropped with 2 minutes left on my sprints last night, and I went, I'll pick a book.
That is a problem for tomorrow, Brittany.
That is future me. We'll deal with that.
There's been so many prompts that it's dropped for me at like last night dropped for me at 1 a.m. And I was like, that is a problem for tomorrow, Aoife.
Yep.
That tomorrow Aoife can deal with. I also have got the audio book of I Heart New York by Lindsay Kelk, and I cannot tell you for the life of me how far into it I am. But I can go and find that out. I think I'm like 3 hours in.
Nice.
I'm on chapter 9.
One of the past books that I left in my wake for whatever, I don't remember the city, works because it Road to Ferndale, and Ferndale's a place book. So I figure if I have time, I will go back and finish that because I'm already started it. Trying to get some of those books done that are just like remnants from.
Yes. Because if you are less than 51% of the way through a book and you go to a new prompt and it still fits, you can still count it. Also, during the first sprint, I will be playing, I don't know if you can see it, I will be playing ping pong because I'm also one of, don't look at me like that.
I'm very excited.
I'm also one of the hosts for Ping Pongathon next month. And I'm also one of the hosts for Rom-Comathon next month. So next month is a continuation of readathons for me. So if the timer magically changes from 5 minutes left to 20 minutes left, we are not going to question it. We're going to roll with it.
I saw nothing.
Nobody saw anything.
No.
So do tell us in the comments if you are making your way to Tokyo, if you are already in Tokyo, if you are sightseeing, what you're reading. If you are in a previous leg, do let us know. Also, let us know if you have any bonuses that you're working to. Hello, I am on my lunch break for work. I'll be listening to my audiobook of Dear Haiti, Love Elaine. That sounds interesting. I'm also on my lunch. I wish I was on lunch, but it is coming on to dinner time. So that's almost better.
Yeah, I've already done lunch. It's 1:00 here. So
yeah.
We've had it.
After I finish eating, I'll be listening to an audiobook, not sure what yet, while doing some work. Nice. That is what I did this morning. Good afternoon. See, I'm so confused by time zones already. I'm hoping to get a decent amount of reading done since we have no electricity.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. I hope that's sorted out really soon. I hope that they sort that out.
That's awful.
Hi, I'm really hoping to get some physical reading done today with my son at daycare. Physical reading, what is she?
Oh, I gave up on that a long time ago.
She has not been a thing lately. Howdy, hello, hi, hello. There's a lot of hellos. Hello, good morning, hi, hello. I can't wait to see this one. Is Neva also sprinting now? That's a very good question. Is Neva also sprinting now? Yes, for her
24-hour readathon starts now.
What team is currently in the lead? I love that you assume we know.
I would love to know.
We know nothing. We know nada. We are guessing.
See, but Bree has learned if you tell us, it leaks. So it's best not to tell us anything because we are not good at keeping.
Bree has learned that we have the secret keeping abilities of a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Who just got told that their birthday's tomorrow.
100%.
Hello, hi. I am going to be traveling to Tokyo with the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society today. I loved that book so much.
I love this book.
Have you seen the movie?
Yes, although I think the book's better.
Of course. Yeah. Usually is. Hello, been setting up my very first Apple Watch. That's exciting. Hello, I am reading Hot Shot, a sapphic soccer romance.
Please hold.
Immediately, both of us were just
like,
I'll have you. Hot Shot. If you are enjoying that one, may I? First of all, I need the author.
I was just about to say there's a lot of books with that author or with that name.
We need an author, please.
And since a lot of them have men on the front, I'm gonna go with it's not any of them.
I'm gonna go. It's not that. Oh, it might be a Claire Lydon. It looks like it could be a Claire Lydon because I have got this cover. Oh, hello. I've got this cover.
Okay, I'm going to look up that.
Hot Shot by Claire Lydon. It looks like it could be that. I'm going to mark that as one to read. If you're enjoying that, Meryl Wilsner has got their next book, Cleat Cute, is coming out, I think, in September, October, November. Later on in the year anyway, and that is a sapphic soccer book.
Did you like Mistakes Were Made? Because it's on my TBR for
Mistakes Were Made.
For Rom-Comathon.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I loved Mistakes Were Made.
Well, it was technically on my Timmy's TBR for August, but I didn't get to it. So I was like, well, it'll work for Rom-Com.
Roll it over. We are also happy for you to roll over books. You don't even have to have started them yet.
It's fine.
Yes, but I believe her sprints are not the Amazing Readathon. That is correct. They're not Amazing Readathon. They're just 24-hour sprints. She does a 24-hour stint every month. I was going to say every year. She does a 24-hour stint every month. So this is her August weekend. And I think you're not hosting this round, but I will be hosting.
You're doing my time slot, which I appreciate very much.
So what? You're
doing the same time slot I usually do, which I appreciate.
You're so welcome, because for you, it's like 5 in the morning, right?
Uh-huh.
You're welcome. Well, for me, it's 10 a.m. So tomorrow at 4 a.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Central European time, I will be doing the 4-hour stint there. I hated the Twyford quote. Sorry. That's okay. My mantra is we all read the same book differently. And if everybody read the same book the same way, it would be so boring.
It's true.
That is exciting. It is exciting. I'm going to be reading The Last Rose of Shanghai. That also sounds very exciting. I demand more elderly main characters in fantasy. Fair.
It's true.
Fair. Currently reading Tokyo Ghoul. I feel like that and was there another book that mentioned Tokyo recently? That is so fitting for this prompt.
It's almost like you should get like extra points.
I feel like you need an extra like 50 points just for that.
Realistically, especially since I know the Exhaustive Flamingo is on Team Blue. So
okay, we need to take 50 points away. Tokyo Ghoul is so good. I recommend the manga and the anime. Nice. I'm reading The Bear and the Nightingale for Beijing. Nice. I am in Tokyo and sightseeing already. Wow. I am obsessed with you. I'm making my way to Tokyo with Mansfield Park. It's a reread for me. This is my favorite Austen book, so I'm happy as a clam right now. This worked out so well for you then.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how well this worked. I'm 44% into Lord Edward Dies by Agatha Christie to reach Beijing, but I need to take a quick shower first. That is fair. These are not just reading sprints. These are productivity sprints. These are get your house cleaned. These are get your pick-pongathon TBR filmed. These are writing, cleaning, productivity, reading, whatever you need to do. It's in all things.
All the things. We are here to support all the things.
Yeah. I am barely on my way to Tokyo, reading Crosstown by James Patterson. Nice. But you're on your way, and that's okay.
I haven't even started, so...
Neither have I. Neither of us have started our books. So, I'm taking a break from my Tokyo book because it's too late to read a spooky book from below. That is fair. Put your peace first. Protect your peace.
That is something that I can wholeheartedly relate to.
Thank you. Hello. We had really bad storms last night. The electricity has been out since 10 last night and is not scheduled to be back until 6:30 this evening. And it is only a little after noon.
That's awful.
That would drive me over the edge. That would genuinely drive me over the edge.
Yeah.
Yep, Claire Lydon. It is on KU. Do you have KU?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
I wanted to read Cleat Cute so bad, and then I realized it wasn't out yet. Yes, this is my eternal struggle. My eternal struggle is, I really want to read this book. Not released yet. I have to wait.
Isn't that the worst?
It's the worst.
And those are always the books NetGalley doesn't give me. Yeah.
It's always the ones that are, this book is not available to request right now, but you can wish for it. And I'm like, no. You're going to let me make a request for it, right? Mm-hmm. Because when I go to the US site, if I ever feel like stealing books from the US, the vast majority of them are wish list.
Yeah, they always have the best things in the US ones. Like, and Scribd version is the same. Like, I'm like, why do we suffer? Why do they make us suffer so far? Why can't we have the good things? The other day, someone asked if Evelyn Hugo was on Scribd, and I was like, no, not in Canada. And they were like, it is in the US. And I'm like, rude.
That's not the same thing.
I was like, I want Evelyn Hugo on Scribd. That's very rude.
Also, that is incredibly rude.
Seriously.
I will be reading Die Seelen von London, the German translation of Jonathan Dark, or The Evidence of Ghost. Nice. I love how you made it work. I love how you were like, the translation of this has a place in it. I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. Make it work. Go blue, go green. Okay, whatever. Yeah, okay. Guernsey Literary is a reread for me. I loved it the first time, or it will be. I also haven't started my book yet. You know, I feel like a lot of people haven't started their books yet. Because
we're all a little tired.
Do you feel it flagging?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
I feel it. I feel like when the prompt dropped, it was either late night or very, very late night. So people were like, okay, I have to go to bed soon, or I am in bed. Like, I say for Australia, that area of the world is the only place where it was like, oh, okay, it's like 9 a.m. I can do this. I feel like for the rest of it, it was like, we need to sleep, we need to regroup, we need to hydrate, we need to do a day before we can do a reading, which is fair. Hello, Neva. I hope we're not overtaking from you, by the way. Do let me know. Currently trying to finish The Breadwinner, listening to The Lions of Fifth Avenue, and going to be starting a physical of The Last Heir to Blackwood Library. Nice. That is a solid plan. Finally, some representation. Have you read She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quinlan? It is a sports sapphic romance. It is really good.
No.
I've not, but immediately both of us were like, phone? I think I've heard of it though. And if it's the book that I think it is, does it have cheerleaders on the cover?
It has a basketball and a cheerleader. Basketball player and a cheerleader on the cover.
Ah, yes. It is the book that I was thinking of. Yeah.
That is accurate.
Yeah. I've just put that as she wants to read this.
Me too.
She's gonna read it. I was gonna say she drives me crazy, but she wants to drive me crazy. Doesn't work. Between a cheerleader and a basketball player, if I remember right, you do. We confirmed. Yellow team, best team is correct.
I mean, if you want to think so.
It's written right there. I mean, it is written black and white plain text.
I mean, if you want to think so.
Black and white plain text.
We'll all know soon who really is the best.
What can I do? Lots of love for She Drives Me Crazy. Like, lots of love.
Seriously, I'm like, I need to read this book.
I know. I'm like, okay, we got to do this. I will be finishing Scum Villain's Self-Saving System. God, that's a lot of S's. Scum Villain's Self-Saving System Volume 3 and starting The Sea of Monsters for Tokyo. That was a lot of S's.
That is
a lot of S words. Yes, that is the cover. We have 16-ish people. We have about 30-ish people. So we're on a relatively even keel. We're good. Crimson Peak is highly underrated. I love how gothic the movie is. Interesting. Confirmed. It's funny how it totally works out for me that my book has been on my TBR since 2016, is my team color, and is a translation. Yay for readathons that make me read my TBR. Confirmed.
You would not believe the books that I have read this month. Some of them I forgot I owned, to be honest. Like,
the sheer volume of books from that shelf I have knocked off the TBR.
Right?
It's scary.
Books that I did not even think I was going to read anytime soon.
Yeah.
Got read this month.
Yeah.
So,
books that I would never have picked up and never, like, I would have put it off for such a long time.
Yep. Such a long time.
And we got some love for purple. I think we're only missing one then. We're only missing a red representation. We've almost got the gangs all here, but
we almost have everybody. I'm sure there probably is a red person here who just hasn't like.
I'm sure there is. If you are on that team, do give you guys a shout out, give you guys some love. Has anyone read You Don't Have a Shot? Also on my ever-growing Sapphic soccer list. Have not, but have not, but
okay. Aoife, this has been a very dangerous thing for my TBR.
Hey, listen, me too. Hey, listen, me too. Oh, it's a Raquel Marie book. Oh, it literally came out in May.
Oh, that's not what I meant to click.
Interesting. I have not read it. This is the first that I've actually heard of it. But I could do that. I could read a Sapphic soccer book.
Me too. Easily.
You do need to read it. I loved it so much. See? The people we're just giving the people what we want. Right. I mean, it's your channel, so if that's what makes you feel better, but I'm still blue at heart.
Well, that's it. It's kind of like, if you want to think that, it's your channel. That's fine.
I mean, if you feel like it, but I disagree. Yes, most people say, oh, whatever that is, instead of the whole title. That's equally a lot of S's.
Sizz. This is only because we are 25 days in that we are having. This
is like that tiny little brain cell in our minds just going.
Everyone.
It really is. When can we expect videos of your September TBR games? Brittany, when is yours coming?
Timmy's TBR is coming out on Saturday, so tomorrow.
Nice.
And my Ping-Pongathon TBR, which is me throwing ping pong balls in cups, which Aoife is about to do, will come out on Wednesday. So you've got 2 games for me this month.
Mine is coming on Monday. And if it is not successful, you will just see me in a corner crying.
To be honest, Timmy's TBR kind of made me want to sit in the corner and
cry. Sometimes you just need to sit in the corner and cry.
That was mean.
Tom Hiddleston, Jessica Chastain, and Mia Wasikowski are the leads in Crimson Park. Nice. I figured out my book last night, but was it started? Nope. See?
That's what I did. I was like, I will figure it out, but...
Yeah. Oh, no. All of it was a tomorrow Aoife problem. It was 1 a.m. when I got this prompt. All of it was a tomorrow Aoife problem.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was almost 9. 8. It was almost 8 here. And I was like, I will pick a book.
A tomorrow Brittany problem?
But I'm not reading it.
That's fair. That's fair. I need more coffee to deal with you. We are so sorry for the chaos that we have rained upon you all at such an early stage of the day.
You're all really...
We're not really, but we kind of are. Hello, Beth. Listening to you try to pronounce that word is the highlight of the month. You know what? We really did try. Well, I really did try.
No, we both did.
We both gave it a best go, but I was just like, yeah. Can't. Hello, it was 8 p.m. for me as well. Yeah. Hi, hope everyone's well. Good to see you all. I'm reading tomorrow ×3 for a buddy read. Nice. I have that on my TBR. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get to it, but I would really, really like to, because I feel like it's a book my brother would really like to read. But I need to vet it first to see if it's like, because he's a software developer. Yep. So I need to vet it first and see if it's like actually a book that I should recommend to him.
Right.
I can't find You Don't Have a Shot for Kindle in Canada. Does this sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah.
The other day, everyone was trying to convince me that you could get audiobooks when you get a Kindle, like that.
Oh, like the Audible thing, the Audible add-on?
It was like, that's not a Canadian thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's never happened to me.
Okay.
And I was like, that's really mean, actually. I want audiobooks.
Will you do a wrap-up of the readathon? I am attempting to vlog this week, and by attempting I mean my first clip is from Tuesday and my second clip was filmed this morning.
That's what my vlog looks like.
Oh, fantastic. I was just like, I have forgotten what a vlog is. Thank you for
coming. I'm glad I'm not alone. Mine is literally like, we're going to this city, but I can't vlog this book because it's a secret. So I'll talk to you in the next city.
No, that wasn't mine. My intro for my clip this morning is, hi, remember me? Apparently I'm supposed to be vlogging this. I read the first 15 or so pages of The Cloisters last night and mostly have to wait until after work today. That's fair. Work getting in the way is starting to be a little bit of an issue, but it happens. I let my ebook reader read to me via text-to-speech if I can't get an audiobook. For some reason, it frequently freezes and sounds like creepy breathing for a few seconds. That is an instantaneous no.
I feel like reading horror, that would be just like horrendous.
Thanks for making everything horror. Mm-hmm. But my tablet has started to do the same. Like if I am watching something on Prime and then I will put my tablet down and I will close it and I will put it on the floor or on my desk or on like something. And last night I was getting ready to go to bed and I just heard like the Warner Brothers bam, 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 and I was just like, it is not funny of you to do this.
I would have died. I
nearly died. I bought a diamond painting stuff set. It should be here today. That is exciting.
That is. I really want to do diamond painting.
That is exciting. I don't have the patience.
That's fair.
I don't have the patience for it. Kindle devices in Canada have Bluetooth disabled. Rudeness. So you can't do the immersion readings like Americans get to do on a Kindle. Again, rudeness. Mm-hmm. Which is also what Neva's vlog looks like, so I feel slightly better about it.
We're all just tired, okay?
We're all just going to be flagging by the end of this month. We will be shells of our former selves by the time the 1st of September rolls around. It's fine. It's okay. I want to see all the sightseeing books y'all read. Yeah. I don't even remember what half the sightseeing books that I've read.
I will have a wrap up with all the books I read this month.
Oh my good God, how long is that going to be?
Except for I'm not putting in face-off books.
That's fair.
I did vlog all of those books, so I'm just going to be like, if you want to know about the 12 books I did during Face-Off.
If I took out the books that I read for Face-Off weekend, I'm still at like 25 books to hop.
Me too.
It's a criminal amount of books. Like
me too.
I am diamond painting right now. Ooh, what's your shape? It's so fun when listening to an audiobook, I imagine. I just threatened to have my to read my spicy books on Kindle.
For a second, I went, is there a word that you don't want to say in this? Like,
no, because I have one and I don't want to wake her up.
I realized that after.
I watched Cal sprints. And I watched the soul Cal has leave their body when their ghoul just went, thanks for wishing me a happy birthday. I was like, oh, dear Lord in heaven. We are not having that come into my house and cause chaos in my home. We are not.
There is a subscriber of mine whose name is Sherry. And every time I go, instead of saying hi, I always say, hey, Sherry, for whatever reason. And my phone will every time thinks I'm talking to Siri.
Yeah.
And it's just now a part of sprints now that when I say hi to Sherry, that my Siri starts going off.
There are 3 certainties in life.
That's what it is.
I still haven't tried reading a smutty romance via audio. Let me tell you how you do it. So let me guide you through. What you do is you go to the grocery store or you go to like a park or you go to like your office or just something that there's people around you all the time. And then you read Your Dad Will Do by Katie Robert. And that is explicit. So it's pretty much wall to wall. Like they barely left the bedroom for the entire weekend. So that's how you do it.
There's really no plot in Her Dad Will Do.
No, there is no plot. It's just vibes. I'm going to spend all of the first weekend of September just watching host wrap-ups for August. That does sound like what your entire subscription feed is going to be.
Pretty much.
Hello. Thanks for joining. No chaos, please. Don't do to me what you did to Brittany. I am watching you. Yes, and it is set in the British male voice right now, so you can imagine. I can't imagine. I did this at work. It was fine. Yeah. I think after a certain amount of time, you just get used to it. You just tone it out. Your face becomes a little bit like, I'm just listening to I'm just listening to a podcast. I'm just listening to the radio.
You do.
The neighbors have an and a friend of theirs brought his to the barbecue for a laugh. Chaos ensued. Yes, I had a housewarming party when I moved here, and my friends noticed that I have an and kept shouting out at her, play this song, play this song, play this song, play this song. And I was like, you have to give her a break.
I'd be like, unplug from wall.
Yeah. Oh my God, Your Dad Will Do was fire.
Yeah.
It was incredibly fire. Also, I work with all men after 10 o'clock. Yes. It's just the way to do it. Or as Brie says, just dive into the deep end and really hope that your AirPods are working while you're at work.
Right? That is always my fear, is that my AirPods aren't working.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah, I always double check. I'm like, am I definitely connected to my headphones? Okay, let's go. You could never.
Never.
You could never. To be fair, she did let us know that she was dropping it. I think she just didn't let you know she was dropping it with 2 minutes to go.
I just don't think I was paying attention.
That's also fair. I decided on this audiobook that my friend recommended, But You're Still So Young by Caitlin Schaefer. Cool. I hope you enjoy it. When your AirPods die while listening to a smutty book at work and you worry it's just going to start playing from the phone speaker. Yep. I can just hear her going like, battery low. And I'm like, no, not right now. No. You hold on for another minute or two.
During Face Off, I had to go run errands. And I was listening to my male, female romance in the car. And I was at a stop sign and I was like, turn down volume just because I don't know how much of this you can hear outside of the car.
On a very not related note, it reminds me of a woman who I was waiting for the bus to get to my office yesterday morning, and she was driving. She was at a stop sign and her window was right down and she was blaring. And I mean genuinely blaring, man, I feel like a woman. And singing along at the top of her lungs. And she was having the absolute time of her life.
Love it.
I wish I was her.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing like two talking to each other, let me tell you. I don't think I would like to experience that. That is a little bit too, we're taking over the world for me. Creepy companion has a British male voice. I may have to get one after all. See, the balances. They all balance out.
Right.
If you read enough fanfic, your face just doesn't change when you read anything smutty. Confirmed.
True.
Confirmed. If you had a Wattpad or an AO3 account when you were a teenager, you can just read that shit like you're reading a Chinese menu. That was unintentional, Brittany. She just did it after her appointment. I don't think it was at you personally.
We made it through.
Yeah. At this point, my shame is non-existent. Fair. I have told people at work that sometimes if I'm reading or if I'm listening to music, I'm actually listening to a book. I just haven't told them what kind of book it is. But one of my coworkers is convinced I read YA because she saw a cartoon cover, and I was like,
no.
No.
I love the cartoon covers. The one time where I picked up a book that has a duckling on the front, and I will say that was one of the smuttiest books I've ever read. The duckling really was just like not what you're expecting.
Nice. I had one of my coworkers message me recently and was like, you know that book Icebreaker? And I was like, yeah, I've heard of it, but I've not read it. And she's like, is it supposed to be very sexy? And I was like, I've heard it's really, really spicy. Yeah. And she was like, but it was a cartoon. I'm like, yeah. That's how they get you.
Yeah, it's true.
That's how they reel you in.
Mm-hmm.
That's the secret. We love doing animal sounds on Google. My son laughs so hard. That is adorable. I just imagine like a little toddler yelling out to get her to do chicken noises. That's adorable. I have audiobooks playing while in a drive-thru. I just bank on the fact that most people can't understand at the speed I'm listening at.
That's fair.
Yes, that is fair.
It was quite an intense, spicy scene. And I was like, I'm just going to turn that down. Just
in case somebody can process at 3 times speed, I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. You can change it to answer to computer instead of So you could go all Star Trek, but we say that word way too much, so it would be total chaos. It would be total chaos. So I think maybe I would have to just leave her as she is and leave her with a name. I've also noticed that if you say one of the characters of Schitt's Creek in a very specific way, she will also respond. Which is fun. So, shall we take a look at this brand new timer that we've got?
Yes.
Shall I go throw some balls into a cup? I say balls. I told Brittany before we came on live. My setup, you're going to see it on Monday, is so professional. Incredibly professional. You're going to love seeing it.
But it just shows everybody that they can do it too.
Yes, you can do it too. If I can make it work, you can make it work. When 50 Shades was released in Germany, my mother-in-law picked it up while browsing books in the bookstore. She opened it at random and started reading. Oh no. And her eyebrows went up so high. Oh my, this is spicy. Yeah, a little bit, sweetie.
A little.
The sad thing is I love the name and now we can never name a child that.
It's true.
There's your why. So I'm gonna go throw some balls into some cups. And if they are gentle to me, I will come back and read a book. So we're gonna do an hour to give me enough time for the ping pong gods to be gentle to me. And then we will see everybody back here then. Happy reading, everybody.
Now boarding flight AMZ 882 to Tokyo.
Welcome back. How did everyone do?
I'm excited to hear how you went. I got 54 pages, but how did you do?
Good. I threw stuff. Some of it landed, some of it did not.
That's fair.
It's in double figures.
I'm
so that's
sorry.
fun. So that's fun.
I'm so sorry.
And also, it is when I sat down. Tell me why this happened. It is when I sat down and was like, oh, and this is prompt number 4 that I got, and I had a punishment. I didn't do any of the punishments or rewards that I got. You can see the little dawning realization on my face.
That's okay.
So what I've decided to do is I've kept the sticky notes on which I wrote the prompts, and I have like little circles of R and P's on them. So when I finish the book that I have gotten designated for that, I'm either going to do a punishment or a reward on the spot. Ooh. So people in the comments, if you don't mind, because my brain's like soup, if you don't mind, what are some rewards and what are some punishments that you think I could do throughout the month of September for when I'm going to tell you, hold on.
Honestly, I kind of wish I would have played that way. That's way more fun.
Let me tell you how much we need. I'm very bad at counting off of the hop. So that's 1 punishment, 1 reward. 2 rewards and 1 punishment, please. Thank you and good night. And then, so I filmed the throwing part, and then I did the like talking to camera bit separately afterward. And then I picked this up, confirmed with a friend that it is actually a place, because I thought Alperton would have been like a surname of the cult leader. This is about a cult, by the way. I thought Alperton would have been like John Alperton, who led the cult. But it's not. Alperton, I asked a friend, is like a fictional place in northeast London.
Oh, nice.
I'm on page 14.
Nice.
And we may do another hour because I am starting to get hungry. So I'm going to ask the clown to feed me because I have nothing in my house.
That's fair.
So how did everybody in the comments do? What did you guys get done? Still working because it's lunchtime. That's fair. That happens. I had dinner and I read 18 pages. That is phenomenal. I hit the 1/3 point into Mansfield Park. Nice. I feel like those are big chunky guys.
Well, and I think just with classics, even if you've read them before, they have a density to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I feel
a book doesn't have.
Yeah. They're a meaty book because it's in like ye olde English, and you have to kind of semi-translate it, even though you still speak this language. Made it 22% through my audiobook, and I'm almost done with work. That's fantastic. Made it to Tokyo.
That's exciting.
That is exciting. So tell us now, what is going to be your first sightseeing book? Because that's also a very exciting thing. Made it to 43% of my book, 21 hours to go.
What book is it?
What are you reading?
I was just like, what book, Jill? What are you reading?
Jill, my dear sister in Christ. That is too many hour books. The only book that I know off the top of my head that's that long is The Winners, 3rd book in the Beartown series, and that is a 21-hour long audiobook.
Day of Fallen Night is 39 hours.
My stars. My absolute goodness.
Which is just...
I read 48 pages of Hot Shot, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Love that. We love that when we're reading books, we enjoy them. Made dinner and read 10 pages. Phenomenal. I don't know percentage, but I'm on chapter 20 of Haunting of Ashbourne House. Nice.
Very nice.
Double digits is fine. You've read like 20 this month. 20, girl. Please. 37.
I'm glad you think that we can continue this.
I'm glad this is absolutely so far from sustainable. I honestly think the first week of September is going to come around, like whatever day the first week of September 1st is going to be. I think it's like a Thursday or a Friday. I'm not going to read a single thing. I might not even read like a crisp packet or oven instructions. I might just go rogue. Might watch Heartstopper for 6 hours.
I stupidly planned a live show for the 1st of the month.
Honey.
I know. But one of my most anticipated releases comes out on the 31st. So Nifa and I decided to read it live on the internet together.
Which one does?
The 4th book in the Witsex series by Ashley Rostek. It's like a dark serial killer romance.
Exciting
situation, and it's so good. And the 4th final book comes out, and I need to read it upon its arrival.
That's fair. There are some books that like you can be bone tired, you could be ill, you could be overrun at work, and you're just like, no, but it is coming out on the 27th, so I will be reading it on the 27th. Yeah. Hell or High Water books. Those are my Hell or High Water books.
Yeah.
I got to 16% of my book. Excellent work. The Mysterious Case of the Alberton Angels. This bad boy is so good. It is so good so far. It is almost like the same suggestion with the appeal for me. And that I feel like if I wasn't on sprints and I didn't have to do like talking parts, I would be still sitting in my chair going like, yeah, we're reading this all night. And it's a cult book, which I know it would surprise you to hear, but I love a cult book.
I love a cult book.
I love a cult book. I saw something and it was like, how susceptible to a cult do you think you would really be? And then somebody was like, I follow a blonde guitar playing woman no matter what she does. I am already in a cult.
I love it.
It's very true. As a reward, swap your next book with whatever you want to read in that moment. Oh,
that's a good one because it is one of the actual rewards anyway, is a mood read. So like
that is a good one. And one of the rewards was mood reading. Oh, that's such a good idea. Or I could go, I was thinking I could go through the rewards for Pick Bongathon, but they're like, you take a step forward or you subtract one of the books. If it's getting to the end of September and it's getting a bit too risky, I could subtract one of the books, and that's so much better. I'll think about it. I'll have a think about it. I've got a couple of days that I can come up with a couple of others, but that's already a really great help. Thank you, Elia. I'm still eating lunch. We'll probably get to reading soon. Yep, that's fair. What are you eating? Are you enjoying it? I am at 38% in the wall of Winnipeg and me, also packing to go on a trip tomorrow. That's exciting. Where are you going? Next question is, how many books are you bringing with you? Because that's immediately the question.
That's always like, what do I bring?
I never bring physical books on a trip anymore.
You just bring your Kindle?
Only Kindle.
Yeah.
I've never brought a physical book with me, but I have brought physical books back. And that is pretty problematic.
Yes, absolutely.
You do have to like bank on space in your suitcase or your backpack for books that are coming back with you. I'm reading New York. It is 37 hours. That is a day and a half.
Jill, wow.
You will blink twice if you need help.
Wow.
How many pages is that? I don't want to know how many pages that is, but I have a feeling it's going to be hella amount of pages.
It's got to be over 8 for sure.
Minimum 12. Jill is doing the Lord's work for the green team. Beware whoever gets sabotaged. Yellow and blue are two of the colors that are needed to make green. So without us, you wouldn't exist.
True.
So just keep that in mind, Miss Jill.
That's very true.
Just keep that in mind, Miss Jill.
I mean,
just keep that in mind. 39% into my audiobook and 48% into Tokyo Ghoul. Amazing. I might binge through some volumes of Tokyo Ghoul. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, we're going to Tokyo. It's got Tokyo in the name. It's quick. Let's go. I
mean, that's a valid reason to read.
That's a very good reason to read this. I feel like this is the stage of the month where people are like, I need something short. I need something snappy. I need something that's going to be so quick that I barely notice I'm reading it.
I also kind of picked that because like earlier in the readathon, I would not have picked this, because this is not huge. It's not super small, but it's not large by any stretch. And I was like trying to pick larger books for my travel books, but this time I was like, I really want to read this. And now that I'm reading it,
do you feel like the length
I needed?
Do you feel like the length of your travel books has significantly dropped? Because the length of my travel books has significantly dropped.
The last one wasn't, because I had to read it for book club, so it was quite long. This one's under 400 pages, and I don't think I picked one up under 400 in a while.
That's fair.
I mean, it's not. It's like 370. It's not crazy anymore, but
I was going to read the third Crazy Rich Asians as one of the travel books for something. I don't remember which prompt, because it was 548 pages, and I was like, with like all the bonuses and all the shit, it would have been over 1,000 points. And then life got in the way, tiredness, burnout, all of that, and it became my travel or a sightseeing book. And I was like, it's still a good amount of points, but the length has dropped. The length has dropped.
Yeah.
I read 15% of The Last Rose of Shanghai. Amazing. 27% into The Marriage Auction by Audrey Carlin. Amazing. I know some Brandy Sandy stuff is 46 hours. Mr. Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so long. And you know what? I had been thinking previously, should I try a Brandy Sandy and be if I'm a Brandy Sandy or like that kind of a girly? If he's asking for 46 hours, 2 calendar days.
They're not all that long.
2 calendar days of my life. I have read 24 books so far, and it's the 25th. I cannot keep this up. Yes, it is. It is not sustainable.
No.
Hi, friends. Hello. I'm just joining. I'm playing phone tag with the doctor's office. I'm planning my Battleathon pair for TBR for September. Nice. Hopefully you get through with the doctors, because that is literally the worst game you'll ever play. And you feel like you always lose.
Yep.
Up to 28. I'm assuming that's percent. Almost did Wuthering Heights, but couldn't get the audiobook. Yeah, that's fair. Some of them are on YouTube, though, right?
Some are. I always forget to check YouTube, to be honest. And there are actually a lot of audiobooks on there.
The audiobook of Matilda, which is one of the a host favorite, Crystal's host favorite, is also on YouTube. It doesn't fit for any of these, I don't think. It doesn't fit for this, but it's still on there. And it's done by Kate Winslet.
Oh, excuse me.
Taylor Swift. If whatever she asked me, I would do it. Being in the hospital has given me lots of time, but reading is but I'm needing a new hobby. Yeah. I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you're out of there soon. Eating a peanut butter sandwich and apple slices, and it is very delicious. Excellent.
That sounds great.
That would be a heck of a sabotage. I don't even need to know how many pages it is. I just know it's going to be hella sabotagey. All I'm going to say, if you don't have yellow and blue, you do not have green. So it cannot be us. I think Crystal posted something about rewards and punishments for somebody doing it spinner wheel style. Oh. I might have to look at that.
That is possible.
I might have to look at that. That's a good idea. Also, I already sabotaged, so y'all can breathe easy and leave green alone. Oh. It wasn't us. She knows that without blue and yellow, you don't have green.
Exactly.
Thanks, Jill. We love you. You are truly doing the Lord's work for Green Team, though. Like,
seriously.
I have to head on up, but thank you for the sprints. Thank you for joining for this much that you did. I expected the long book to be a Brandy Sandy. I think Stormlight audiobooks are over 50 hours.
It's so long.
Why are books so long? I was just thinking, the only Stephen King that I've read, and possibly the only Stephen King I will ever read, is 11/22/63.
That's chunky.
That book is 768 pages.
Yeah,
I remember this because it's the longest book I've ever read. And that audiobook, I probably can't find it on Scribd because I'm on, this book is unavailable for the rest of the entire month.
The Amazing Readathon has locked down my Scribd pretty tightly.
Yeah. Oh, tight. I feel like I will never get my Scribd back. Let me see if I can find it, even if it just tells me how much it's gonna be.
That's why I didn't get to Mistakes Were Made, because I couldn't get it from Scribd, and my library had like a very long wait. Because I would have read it for The Romance in Rome had I been able to. It was rude.
I have like something about 370 or so books on my saved list. I can't even find it, by the way. Books on my saved list on Scribd. Do you know how many I have right now?
10. Oh,
8. That's how locked out of the system I am. I can read 8 books of the 300 I have saved. And there's so many of them. And I'm just staring at them and I'm like, you would have been so perfect.
I know.
You would have worked so well. So much for reading. I rested and said, listen, this is a marathon, not a sprint, and you need to pace yourself. So if you need to take a break, you take your breaks, you hydrate, you shower, you spend some time with an animal, you go outside, you do what you gotta do. We are not going to force anybody to do some reading when they're not able. I am heading to Alaska to visit my parents. I'm trying to stack my Kindle with options. Great idea. Also, I hope you have a lovely time with your parents. Book 4 of Stormlight by Brandy Sandy clocks in at 57 hours and 26 minutes.
That's unholy.
That is a dangerous level of listening. Do you not think that I think that by that time I would have lost track of my thoughts?
That is one of those books
that happened at the end.
That like I want a physical copy so that I have a physical copy, but like I'm reading it on a Kindle because to hold a book that is that large,
junky.
It hurts. You have pain. Your wrists hurt. Your arm goes numb.
Also, you can't bring that anywhere. Like, you can't bring that with you in a backpack. You can't bring that with you in a bag because you're going to give yourself shoulder strain.
Yes. They're just too large.
Yeah. LibriVox audiobooks are great, and they're all on YouTube. That's how I'm listening to Mansfield. See? Thinking. That is how I listened to, before I had Scribd, that's how I listened to A Christmas Carol. I listened to A Christmas Carol or read it every single Christmas Eve. And that's how I did it for such a long time. I am on the second Stormlight one, and it is that long, I think. Some of those rival the Bible in page length. Imagine if you read the Bible for this. Imagine if you read the Bible, which is like 100,000,000 pages, and you fit it in somehow.
I feel like there would be more entertaining books.
I feel like me too. Have you ever gone on Goodreads and read the 1-star reviews of the Bible?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. If you ever feel like you need, I'm not being sacrilegious, but if you ever feel like you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, just go and read people's 1-star reviews of the library. Story is not very realistic is a common theme. Main character, not very relatable, has a bit of a god complex.
I think it's
I listened to 2 booked on Scribd, and then I got locked down again. Yep. Scribd has really shown its butt this week.
It does depend on what the newer books you're listening to, the quicker it
locks them down.
Yeah.
But I was watching it like tick down over the month. So it went from like 300 and something to 280 and then 170 and then 50 and then 10. And I was like,
you're like, every time you read one, it's like done.
Yeah. And you shall read no more. You've been too many readings. 11/22/63 is 31 hours on audio. My Scribd was locked by mid-month. I feel like this is a common thread.
I feel like Scribd is like, you all who are doing this readathon do not pay us enough.
Scribd knows that what we're doing. It's like the day that somebody was like, hey, I can't access Goodreads. And somebody else was like, hey, me too. And it was like, did we crash Goodreads? Mm-hmm. I think we crashed Scribd.
Scribd was like, why is everyone reading all the books?
You guys need to chill. You need to slow it down. If my sheets are correct, I have read 8,030 pages for the Amazing Readathon so far. I think I'm not far behind you. I think I'm in the 7s.
Yeah, I'm in that territory as well.
I'm in the 7s, and I think 30-something hours of audio. The Bible would have worked for Santorini. Hi, I just got here. I am reading Jurassic Park. Ooh, fantastic. I hope you're enjoying it. I have Scribd, I have KU, I have 2 library cards, I have BookBeats, which is like German Audible. Okay, we need to talk about BookBeats off camera. I have Audible. They all still cost less than buying every book. Listen to me. Speaking as somebody who's native language is English, but lives in a country where English is not the lingua franca, the money that I drop on books over here is criminal. Criminal. But my library has kind of upped its game with English lately, which you think it would be better because I live in the capital and Berlin is quite international, quite cosmopolitan. But I have yet to visit the American library and the main city library, which I think have a lot bigger. I think I have a lot bigger selection of English books. I could have fit the Bible into a couple of prompts. I think we all could have. My favorite is main character doesn't even show up until halfway through. Wait, how many reads do we get on Scribd before we're locked out? I clearly haven't read enough. I actually don't know if there's like a set number of if you read 20, get out.
I don't know if there is, but I've noticed that really I can get 5 pretty consistently.
Okay.
And then they start to pull them away. However, if those 5 are all like brand new releases, I might not get 5.
That's fair. Because I feel like a lot of the stuff that's on my TBR for Scribd is very new.
Usually, because if not, I can get it through the library.
Yeah, like it's a Legends and Lattes, it's a Yellowface, it's a True Love Experiment. It's all those kind of books. So we have a somewhat answer. It depends on the licenses for the books. That is the best I can offer you. So shall we go into another hour?
Yes.
If that is okay, because I'm going to be very reliant on the clown. I'm just going to press pay now on my app. And hopefully he will come and deliver me some food. I was on Scribd for a couple of months and I never got locked out. So I was confused by what people were talking about. The next month I was locked out very quickly.
It really depends on what you're reading.
It really does depend on what you're reading. And what I think as well, somebody said, like the publishers have a very big interaction with that. Like if it's a big publisher, they will lock their books out a lot quicker than if it's a smaller independent publishing house.
Yep.
Which adds up. It makes sense. Sometimes I think it has to do with the hours or pages or something, but I can't figure it out. I mean, I feel like that's almost like the Instagram algorithm or the YouTube algorithm or like some kind of algorithm around that where you're like, I don't know why this is doing super well. I don't know why this isn't doing super well. And you're just in like a big guessing game for the rest of the day.
Always.
Yeah. I feel like they're never going to tell you this is why you can't access all of these books right now. Much the same as YouTube is never going to tell you this is why this video that you spent 7 hours working on is doing shit.
Yeah. Yet the one you did in 10 minutes is doing fantastic.
What a cheeky system indeed. What a cheeky system indeed. Yeah, I had months where I had no problems with getting books on Scribd, and then I started listening to things like Amina and the Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I've gotten locked down quickly. Yeah, I think a lot of it is like how popular these books are. Because if I was going to like the dregs and the depths, I feel like I'd have no problems.
Same.
And I feel as well like Red, White, and Royal Blue is really having her moment right now because of the Prime.
Because of the movie.
Yeah. I don't have Scribd, so this all sounds very strange to me. It does sound very strange to me. It's like a library hold system, but you don't know anything.
True.
It's like a library hold system, but at least I know with my library, I can have 10 books out at a time. Scribd is just like, yes. So, shall we get some reading done?
Yes.
And see each other in 1 hour's time. Happy reading, everybody.
Now boarding flight AMZ 882 to Tokyo.
I am very annoyed with the clown.
Is it still not there?
No, it arrived, but the reason that I had to add an extra 10 minutes on is because, did I add 10 minutes or did I add something extra? I think it was 10 minutes. I went back from 20 to 30 again, but I was watching the ticker the entire time, and it was like, your order will be with you in 15 minutes. Your order will be with you in 22 minutes. Your order will be with you in 26 minutes.
That's the wrong direction.
Your order will be with you in 7 minutes. Cool, food. Your order will be with you in 19 minutes. I was like, you have to stop doing this. Because I was getting hangry by that stage because I haven't eaten anything since lunchtime. It's now 9:10. I hadn't eaten anything since 1 o'clock. Yeah. I was getting hangry. But it got here. I ate it. I got my nugs. I'm happy. I've also read a boss level amount of pages. I started on page 14. I'm now on 77.
Amazing.
And we had the fun part, literally just this page I've just turned. You know when you're reading a book that has dates in it and it's getting really close to your birthday? Are you ever just like, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Or are you going to skip it? They didn't skip it.
Oh, that's exciting.
It was there. It was one little part, but it was there. It was fun.
Oh, it was still there.
How's yours doing?
I did 48 pages, which is 10 minutes.
That's very fun. Are you enjoying it?
I am and I'm not.
Okay.
It's fun.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is there's moments that I'm really enjoying it, and there's moments that I'm like, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And now these witches that I was really liking at the beginning have now teamed up with a 15-year-old TikToker.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know if I am too old.
There, that is a thing.
To care about this type of pop culture referencing.
That's a thing. Do you ever hear people I have a TikTok account, but do you ever hear people talking about it and you're just like, I'm too old for this?
I mean,
people do on TikTok, I'm too old for it.
I also watch TikTok. I just don't know if the references. I'm loving the feminism part in this. So there's bits that I love and bits that I'm like, we've gone too far into the pop culture where this will be dated in 3 years.
Oh, I hate that when the pop culture is, that it's just going to run out immediately after you turn the page.
Does that make sense?
It does make
sense. I'm enjoying the feminist vibe of this book. I'm enjoying what the author's trying to say. I just think we could have not dated the book. So
that's fair.
So
one that I also read for the Amazing Readathon, Amy Leah's Set on You. No, the next one. X's and O's. It's so littered with pop culture references that I'm like, in 5 years' time, this is going to be so irrelevant. People aren't going to read this book.
Right.
And or they're not going to enjoy it.
That's not necessary.
No.
To do it wasn't a necessary part of the book. Yeah.
It was just shoehorned in for the sake of shoehorning it in. And I was like, we don't need to do this, baby.
Yeah. And they're very, these old women, they still have they're still out doing the things.
Okay.
If that means anything. They're very much living their lives. And I just feel like the addition of a 15-year-old cast member is an odd addition.
We love that they're doing the things, though.
Me too. That's what I was loving. I was like, this really.
Does that have a Golden Girls feel to it?
Very much so.
Love it.
Even, more so.
Love it.
Golden Girls, but more.
Love it.
But then a 15-year-old person doesn't make sense in that.
No, a 15-year-old doesn't add in with Golden Girls so well.
Not
in
really.
My opinion.
Not really. So it makes me sad because they're not going to obviously be doing the things if there's a 15.
No. They're not going to be doing the things that you sent me a picture of, basically.
No. Right.
Exactly. Let's see how everyone in the comments did. Do you know how much longer you'll be sprinting? I just got here. I'm 33% to death on the Nile. I will probably do one more sprint if that's okay with everybody. And that will be a 40 minutes because I really took the cake and added on an extra 20 minutes for you. So I'm going to take a little bit of time off for the next one. That all sound good?
Sounds great.
Read 30 pages. Nice. I finished the first volume of Tokyo Ghoul. Amazing. 33% into my book. I listened to the audiobook while I was doing some emails and working on a price list in Canva for my job. I love Canva. I've had some arguments with Canva recently, but I love Canva as a whole.
I feel like if you want to make thumbnails, you kind of need Canva.
You do. It's basically one of the things I would be lost without for this channel.
Yeah.
I got another hour through of Mansfield Park, and I almost finished my diamond painting. Excellent. Did you tell us already what shape you were doing? Did we already hear what shape Lexi was doing? I DNF'd Magnolia Parks because the lingo and references made me feel too old. You are not the only one. We also have another I feel too old for this book.
It happens.
It happens. Hot take. I like when real pop culture is referenced in contemporary books. I like the dating and the aging. It feels weird when books try to avoid it because it feels unnatural and awkward. That's a good point too. But I also wonder, I don't know how many of them there are anymore because it seems to it's dying down. It's not completely gone, but it's dying down. But I wonder about COVID books. How dated are they going to feel?
I think it depends.
Yeah.
Because it would be the same as like a historical fiction type situation where it's like
a very specific historical fiction.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have counted for Cairo, unfortunately, though. It's not that far back.
It's not that historical.
No. What was I going to say? Because I read a COVID book in March, I think it was. It was 56 Days.
I also read 56 Days.
Did you like it?
I really liked it. However, I read it last year, like the end of last year. And it took me right back to those early days of COVID. We did not know what we were talking about. Toilet paper was running out. It was such a realistic portrayal of
it really was
month.
The whole idea of her having to spend 23 of 24 hours in this tiny little apartment, having to being only allowed to go out for that's what it was in Ireland. They had a 2-kilometer radius for exercise, and then they brought it out to a 5-kilometer radius. And then I think they brought it out to 20. And my parents, I only have one grandparent still alive, but she is 21 kilometers away from us. So the whole time my mother was like, can I go and see my own mom?
Yeah.
But it was so well written about that time that I think that added to the scary part of it.
I agree. And I would say here in our area of Canada, COVID didn't hit super hard. So I wasn't as triggered as maybe some people, but even I was triggered by 56 Days. I was like, this is a lot to remember.
Did you figure it?
Taking me back. Did
you figure it out?
No.
I did not figure it out. The whole time, I did not figure it out.
No, it's so good.
And I love when a thriller you don't figure it out when you get to the end and you're like, oh.
It makes me, I haven't read any more of Catherine Ryan Howard's books, but I really do want to.
I would love to read another one of her books. I haven't read any of them, but I'd really love to read another one. Oh, you may notice I changed my top. I ate food with barbecue sauce. I don't need to explain further. Neva sprints are going all day if you need more reading motivation. So when I'm finished, I don't know who's coming on after me. But I have got sprints tomorrow morning for me at 10 a.m., which I think is 4 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
So if anybody who happens to be here is awake and alive to come and join, love you to come and join. Also, I am back from lunch, so I haven't read much. I ate Chipotle today. I have had Chipotle one time in my whole life. I went to Las Vegas with a work trip, the most bananas work trip I've ever been on. And the day that we flew in, I got a Chipotle for the first time, and it was so good, and I was so jet lagged that I cried.
That's fair.
I had I saw God in this Chipotle.
I love Chipotle, but we don't have it here.
We also don't have it here. There's 2, and they're both in the one city, which is about 6 hours away on a train from here.
I don't know where the closest one is, but I'm going to go with Toronto or somewhere in Ontario, which is a good 14 to 16 hours from where I live.
Ew. Canada, why you be so big?
Canada's big. It is very big.
I am doing round diamond painting. Square scares me too much. That's fair. That is completely fair. Bree is going to link us the playlist for Neva's 24-hour reading sprint, so you can just follow it on. There it is. You can just follow it on, have it on in the background, and Leandra is the one who is hosting them at the top of the hour. So we're hopefully going to be finished up with some reading by the time we get to 10 o'clock, my time. Hello, hello, Shay has arrived. Got my errands done. I've eaten lunch, and now I will be reading The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. That sounds like a very interesting one. Almost finished my book. Only 20 pages to go. Do you know how doable 20 pages is? I have a feeling you're going to definitely get 20 pages done. Shall we do then a little 25 sprint that brings us up to quarter to the hour?
Sounds lovely.
Then we'll say our goodbyes. We'll wrap everything up, and we'll hand over to Leandra, who, again, you will find Leandra in the playlist here that Bree has just linked to us. So go, set your bells, set your notifications, get everything ready. Let's do our 25 minutes, and we shall see you then. Happy reading.
Now boarding flight AMZ 882 to Tokyo.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
How did everyone do? I forgot the last sprint ticker. I'm very sorry, but yes, last sprint.
I got another 26 pages read.
Not bad. I think I got roughly the same.
I'm enjoying it. Like I love parts of this.
Mm-hmm.
It just hit me with a really heavy moment, and I'm like, oh my heart.
Oh.
This book has taken me all over the place, to be honest.
Okay. Emotional roller coaster?
A little bit, because at first it was like funny, and now it's like, what is happening? It's touching, and then there was the TikToker part. I don't know what's going on.
Fair. Mine is just a straight up head fuck.
Nice.
It's almost like the way that the appeal was laid out is that you get all of the information and you have to try and solve the crime along with the people who are actually genuinely solving it.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels a little bit like this is the same thing in that you are watching this author put together the book that she wants to write about the Alberton Angels and figure out like where's all this information that she's getting coming from, and some of the information is wrong and there's inaccuracies between this part and this part, and why is this person saying it this way and then this person is saying it another way, and it's really interesting, and they did it really well in the appeal, but I don't know if they're doing it as well this time.
Gotcha.
And also I was thinking earlier that like when I read the appeal, I literally sat there, my page in my reading journal was just wall to wall sticky note.
Mm-hmm.
Of everything that I noticed, and I wrote it down, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to this and I'm gonna remember it. I'm not compelled to do that this time.
Fair. I
don't have that same like drive to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a good book. It's just, I think it's just not as good as the appeal for me.
That's fair.
That's just fair. It happens.
It does happen. There's many an author where I've read a book by them and then I've read subsequent books and went, well,
that was a book.
That was a book. Lucy Foley is one of those people.
Oh, which book went down for you?
I've only liked The Guest List.
I have only read The Guest List and The Paris Apartment. Loved The Guest List so much.
Mm-hmm.
Paris Apartment was meh.
Yeah, I gave it 3 stars, and I gave The Hunting Party 3 stars. The Guest List, I gave 5.
Haven't even read The Hunting Party yet.
It's fine.
My aunt was doing like a clear out at Christmas the last time I was at home, and she was just like, "These are books. Do you want to read them?" And I was like, "Cool, I like." So I have got a copy of The Hunting Party. I just haven't actually read it.
It was, in my opinion, more Lucy Foley style than The Paris Apartment was.
Okay.
Just because I felt like The Paris Apartment was really just more thrillery than whodunit-y.
Also, what I feel about The Paris Apartment is that there was too many people that I didn't give a shit about.
Literally, that entire apartment full of people. I was like,
I did not care.
Do not care.
I did not care about so many of these people. I think I gave a shit about Jess, maybe Mimi, and like one other person. And then the rest of it, I was like, I genuinely don't care what's happening to the rest of you.
Which was very sad because I love The Guest List so much that I was like, I'm gonna love these. And then
I loved The Guest List, and not just because the first character that you meet is called Aoife.
That is true.
That was the best part for me. Gentle reminder again that Leander has got sprint starting in 11 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we might finish up here a little bit early. As soon as we read out the comments, we're going to finish up. We're going to go pee. We're going to drink some water. We're going to get a snack. We're going to do what we need to do. And then we're going to be back with Leander on the hour. Oh, ready for the biggest nap ever. Like, it is nearly bedtime, which is fair. But when September hits, like it's gonna be like Billy Joe Armstrong.
We're gonna be so tired.
I'm gonna hibernate. Can you already hibernate in September?
It's been a long month. It's been such a fun month. Such a fun month.
I've had a lot of fun.
Ooh.
And like we said, I've read a lot of stuff that I would not have read otherwise. But I need to take a break.
Yeah.
I need to not scare my Italian coworker when he asks me how many books have you read since.
I'm interested to see what my final number is.
I am afraid of my final number. I have a feeling it's going to be.
We still have, 6 days?
Yeah, today's only the 25th.
Yeah.
We still have another 6 days to go. We have another roughly a week.
I could read another 6 books.
My dear sister in Christ, we need to break.
I'm not signing up for that.
No. Michelle, did you see Michelle's announcement video for Rom-Comathon yesterday?
No, I haven't watched all of them yet. I only watched one because I was on sprints at the time, and then I haven't had a chance to go back.
That's fair. But she basically said, usually I do 7 and 7. This year I just said fuck no.
Well, I kind of commented that on Bree's video because I was like, 6 prompts. Does that mean I only have to read 6 and 7?
6 and 7 is doable, but also we are fine with doubling up. We're fine with tripling up. If you can read all 6 books, if you can read all 6 prompts in one book, I bow to you forever. I don't know if it's possible, but I bow to you forever.
It would be a very specific book.
It would be such a specific book.
Yeah.
I read 4 chapters. I think I have a little over an hour left on my flight to Tokyo. Nice. You will definitely get that done by the end of your workday. I finished about 50 pages into The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. This one reads really quick. I should finish it in the next hour. I only have about 70 pages left. Absolutely. I am halfway through my sightseeing audio. Do we remember what the sightseeing audio was? Okay. I'm 39% into my travel book. I feel good about everything I got done on sprints. Yes, that's the energy we want to see. Mm-hmm. We want to see people who come to the end of the sprints and they're like, you know what? I achieved something. Even if what you achieved is just reading 1 page. That still counts. It still counts. I got to 50% and I made a lovely pumpkin spice latte.
Lovely.
I wanted to go get one yesterday from Starbucks, but that would be my 3rd one from there. They just released yesterday. So. Germany has decided that it's not autumn until the 29th.
That's rude.
So we don't get any of it until the 29th. And I've seen so many people who've said something about like this apple oat milk something or other that tastes like apple pie. And you know for certain I'm going to go and try it.
I mean, I think you should.
I will be first in line because I love apple pie. So as soon as that hits the shelves, I'm on. Jurassic Park, a snuggly baby raptor hugging a vine. I don't remember that part of the movie.
It might not be in the movie.
It might not be in the movie. Sometimes parts of the book don't make the movie. That's fair. I counted all of my reads for the month yesterday and it was 93.
Shay,
my dear sister in Christ.
Your wrap up.
Shay's wrap up is going to be a feature length film.
At this point, because I'm extra, I'd be like, can I hit 100?
Don't.
Do with that what you will, Shay.
Why do people come on sprints to cause chaos? We need to stop the chaos.
So like, can I do it?
At night.
I'll never do it again.
You can't do
chaos.
chaos.
I'll never get to this point where that would even be potentially possible.
That's true. I'm not doing a full wrap up. I'm doing Leanne from Literary Diversions.
Mm-hmm.
She does a tops and bottoms. I'm doing a somewhat tops and bottoms. I'm doing high lows.
That's a good
idea. I didn't want to give it the same name. It felt too copying her.
Yeah.
But I'm doing highs and lows.
That's a good idea.
We will not be aiming for 31 and 31 because we've actually got 27 and 30, 37 and 25.
Yeah.
So 31 and 31 is pipe dreams by this stage.
You have 27?
37.
You 37?
37. You're going to say it. It's okay. That is including the 11 books that I read for Face Off, though. So if we take 11 from 37, I don't know what we're at because I don't do mathematics.
Amazing. I'm at 30.
Yeah. That's not bad.
And that's 12 during Face Off.
That apple drink is so good. I've heard so many good things. And instantly. I even Googled last night. I was like, where is my nearest Starbucks to my house? And then was instantly reminded the one you've been to like 27,000 times. That's one way to cut down on your TBR. That is true.
Seriously.
That is true. There was a lot of manga, and I don't do wrap-ups anymore because of this exact reason. That is fair. If Shay did a wrap up, I swear to God, we'd still be watching it when everyone is doing their Christmas content.
Mm-hmm.
I will have all the popcorn ready for the upcoming wrap-up videos. Yes.
I suggest that. I do
suggest book a week off work. With the amount of books that we've all read and the time you're going to need, I'd book a week off.
It's one of those months where I would skip it if people don't love them so much.
Yeah, fair. If they didn't do so well, I would just like, nah, you don't.
Yeah, I'd be like, I read too much.
I read. There you go. Wrap up done. I have about 6 pages left in Assassin's Blade. Well, great news. We have got Sprints with Leandra starting on the top of the hour. So in 4 minutes, and you will definitely get those 6 pages read then. If you don't, I will be baffled. Yeah, I think we're all going to be on Chase Team next year. 26 in 25 days is still really good, though. Considering that you've been the one causing all the chaos and doing all the stuff, 26 and 25 is still pretty good.
Doing all the things?
Doing all the things.
All the things.
My sightseeing vlog is already at an hour, and I still have the Beijing titles to talk about. Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
This was such a good idea, though, to do all your sightseeing books in a vlog that comes out after. Like,
why didn't we think
of that?
Why didn't we think of that? See, there's going to be so many things that people have done this year that you're like, oh, I'm going to do that next year. Like, there's books that I've seen people on Team Yellow read, and I'm like, oh, that's so many points. And it's such a good, like, people say it's a good book. I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Or this wouldn't have fit in here, like, would have fit in here, but I didn't read it last time. So if something like this comes up again, maybe if she does do it again, it'll be different cities.
Probably.
Which means different prompts.
Yeah.
Maybe she should do it Dublin.
I think we should come to Canada.
Or a Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visit all the hosts.
These are all just ideas, Brie. And she's probably not even here.
Probably.
But they're just ideas anyway. So it's been a pleasure reading with you. Brittany, do you have anything that you want to tell the people about?
I have my TBR game going out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And I have sprints Monday night and Tuesday night for Amazing Readathon. So
fun. Also, confirmation there's going to be so much different next year, which definitely means we're going to Dublin. Don't worry, I've read between all of the lines. I understand. Blink twice, we're going to Dublin. I am having sprints tomorrow, as I said, for 10 o'clock German time, which is 4 in the morning Eastern time. Your time zone may vary, but if you are awake, if you are able to join, would love to see you joining. They are, as I said, part of Neva's 24-hour reading sprints. And we are going to be heading over to Leandra.
As we should.
Excellent. I don't want to know how much that's going to cost.
I think we should just go to the ice planet.
And then stay there for 21 books.
Sure. Gladly.
So we're all going to head over to Leandra. We're all going to continue reading. We're all going to have a great evening. Say goodbye, everybody.